Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about sampling distribution. So let us know what is sampling distribution. First of all, the definition. A sampling distribution is a theoretical distribution that represents the probability associated with all possible samples of a fixed size that can be drawn from a population. It is important in statistics because it provides valuable insights into the behavior and characteristics of the samples. Statistics such as the mean or standard deviation. Importance. Let us know what is the importance of the sample distribution. Now, accurate inferences. Sampling distribution is crucial in statistical analysis as it allows us to make accurate inferences about a population based on a sample. By using a representative sample and understanding the properties of the sampling distribution, we can estimate population parameters with a high level of confidence, variability, and precision. Sampling distribution helps us understand the variability and precision of our estimates. By analyzing the spread of sample means or proportions, we can determine the level of uncertainty associated with our estimates and make appropriate conclusions. Now, let's talk about the purpose of this. Sampling distribution are crucial for inferential statistics, which is the process of drawing conclusions about a population based on a sample. They allow us to estimate the variability of the sample statistics and make inferences about the population parameters with a certain level of confidence. Now, let us know what are the major methods in sampling distribution. So, let us talk about the first one. First one is random sampling method. A sampling method where each member of the proportion has an equal chance of being selected for the sample. Stratified sampling. A sampling method where the population is divided into distinct groups or strata and a random sample is taken from each stratum. Cluster sampling. A sampling method where the population is divided into clusters and a random sample of cluster are selected in the sample. Now, let's talk about the key concepts in this sampling distribution. Central limit theorem. The central limit theorem (CLT) states that for large enough sample sizes of the sampling distribution of the mean will be approximately normal, regardless of the shape or the population distribution. This is a fundamental concept in inferential statistics. Standard error. Standard error. The standard deviation of the sampling distribution is called standard error. It measures the variability of the sample statistics and it is important for determining confidence interval and conducting hypothesis tests. Now, moving ahead, let's talk about sampling distribution of the mean. It's a very important topic. Properties of the sampling distribution of the mean. The mean of the sampling distribution is equal to the population mean. Standard deviation of the sampling distribution is equal to the population standard deviation divided by the square root of the sample size. Sampling distribution approaches a normal distribution as the sample size increases. Now, let's talk about sampling distribution of the proportion. The sampling distribution of the proportion is theoretical distribution that represents the distribution of sample proportions from all possible samples of the same sizes taken from a population. Now let's talk about the properties. The properties of sampling distribution of the proportion is like the mean of the sampling distribution of the proportion is to the true population proportion. The standard deviation of the sampling distribution of the proportion, also known as standard error, decreases as the sample size increases. Now the last one, the sampling distribution of the proportion approaches a normal distribution as the sample size increases regardless of the shape of the population distribution. Now, moving ahead, factors affecting sampling distribution. Sample size. Large samples generally yielding sampling distributions that are narrower and are more centered around the population parameters, as they provide a more accurate representation of the population. Population distribution. The shape of the population distribution influences the shape of the sampling distribution. However, the central limit theorem (CLT) that the states that for large enough sample sizes, the sampling distribution of the mean will be approximately a normal distribution, even if the population distribution is not normal. And there is one more factor that affects the sampling distribution, that is the method. The way we choose the method also affects the distribution, sampling distribution. The better method we choose, the better information we can get. And from every method, we can get some more insights every time. So that's all from my side. Thank you for listening and keep learning.